Okay, I'm going to try to quickly get you started with the winter scene if you're using Adobe Animate. First of all, you want to create a background. So if I get the fill paint bucket tool and I pick a background color, it's not going to let me fill. The way I usually do it is I use the rectangle tool. Stroke is the border of it. I don't want a color, so I click this here. That line through there means no border. And then I pick the color here, and then I just make a rectangle, click and drag, a little bit bigger than the drawing area. And now I have a background. And now I want to put some snow in there, so I'm going to click on the brush. I want some white snow, and I just, just draw some snow. And then I can fill it in. Okay, it has a border now because of the rectangle, so it'll fill. And now and then we'll call it background. There we go. Now I want to get another layer. I'm going to do 2 layers, and see how it's hard to see the layers. I like to see my layers, so I go to here right above the name for this, which is untitled right now. And when the cursor turns into that, I'm going to drag that down, and same thing above the tools, and now that gives me more room for my layers. This one I'm going to make a snowball, and this one maybe a snowflake. Okay, so the snowball I'm going to make a little bit bigger. So I'm going to draw a snowball. Not good enough. It's a weird looking snowball. Okay, there we go. So I got the snowball. I'm just going to make it fall. Okay, so I need to make my. I only have the 1 frame. I'm going to do a motion tween. I need some more layers. Now for the winter scene, it should be like 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. No longer than 10. I hope to use some of these on the website if you want me to put them there. So I'll make this one 6. So I'm going to highlight all these layers I just made, and then I am going to left click and hold, and frame is what I wanted. Oops. I guess I needed to right click and hold and then do frame. There we go. To set it to frame and then click on it. Okay, so now I just wanted to make a frame that lasted that long. I didn't want the keyframe. So now my frames last as long as I want them to. So I'm going to make this a motion tween. I usually just right click and then say create motion tween. On a trackpad, it's a 2-finger click. You can also just click on it. Just click on the frame anywhere, so it knows you want that layer, and then go to insert and then motion tween also. It's another one. And this will pop up, and then it'll say, do you really? Or it says it has to be a symbol. I think it's going to convert it for you. So it's just letting you know. So click OK. You can turn that off too if you want to. If you click off of it, it turns it yellow. So if it's yellow, you're successful. You have a motion tween. This one's not yellow. That's not a motion tween yet. I haven't drawn anything there yet, so but I will. So now what do I do with the snowball? Well, if you click here, this will tell you where it starts. If you click on the end, that'll tell you where it ends. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tool or this tool. I'm going to use this tool here and just have it drop. Okay, so if I play it, it's dropping. Now it's taking 6 seconds to go from where I started and where I ended. So that's why it's taking so long. If you don't want it to take that long, I'm going to, if you ever want to redo your motion tween, this is how I suggest doing it. Just right click and say remove, and then right click and say create, and now you got a new one. So let's say I click here. Okay, and I want it to go from there to there. It automatically made a keyframe for me in that number of frames. So now when I play it, it's going to go a lot faster. So it's the same distance in fewer frames. So if it's going too slow, do it with fewer frames. If it's going too fast, do it with more frames. Okay, so that's my snowball falling. Actually, let me make instead of a snowflake, I'm going to make another snowball. Snowball 2. It's just telling, it didn't like my space. It's going to put an underscore in there. That's all it's telling me. There it goes. Okay, so I got that one. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to draw a second snowball. And I'm going to use the paint can tool. Okay, And so it's not yellow, it's not a motion tween. If I do a right click though, say create motion tween, and then click here, okay. Click off of it, you can see it's yellow now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something else. So it can end there, but I can tell it where to go in any single frame. So I'm going to say like right there. I want you. I have to move it with this tool or this tool. I can't move it with the brush. I want you to go here. So it's going to go pretty fast. That's not. It's just a few frames. It's going all the way across the screen, and then it's going to take a while, and then it's going to slowly drop down. So on that frame, and then I'm going to say on this frame here. I want you to scoot over. You're going to hit there, and then you're going to bounce up, and then you're going to land. There you go. Building a snowman. So now I got this going. Boom. And it's slowly do that. It's going to do that. And that's boom, boom. Now, what if I want to curve something? Okay, so let me see here. You see, this is the path. You don't see it when you play the movie, but this is the path, and you can tell the dots are close. It's slow. You can tell the dots are further away. It's faster there. When I click on this selection arrow here, you can't do it with the free transform tool. It has to be the selection arrow. If I go over, see when I go over that line there, I get that curve behind it. If I click and drag, I can bend it. And so I can like sort of, and I can click on this control point here and move it down. I can sort of have it do a little arc kind of a thing instead of an angular kind of a thing. And so now if I play it, boom, 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 boom. And there it goes. And then if you wanted to hold it there a little bit longer because it just starts looping again, I can do something like this where I can highlight all those frames and let me see, right click and yeah, frame is what I want. So click on frame. Oh, then click on frame. And now it'll last a little bit before it disappears. So we got that. And boom. Now if you're using flip anim, you can do the same thing. It's just you have to move it one frame at a time. Motion tweens in Adobe Animate just make it a little quicker. Okay. So that's it for that lesson. Okay.